Hi, y'all. I am so happy to be here today. The intention of today's conversation is to activate your next level of success, to show you a new way of being and creating expansion in your life. And, I think it's so important that we have these conversations. And so today is all about evidence of success and really knowing that your desires are closer than you think. So who here is a entrepreneur? Who here is ready for more money, for more alignment, for more magnetism, for more fun, for more excitement in their life? Because you're going to want to hang around for this conversation. So I am so excited because I have some beautiful, beautiful ladies that are clients, colleagues, and friends that I'm going to be bringing on in just a moment. And the reason that I want to share this with you today is when we're an entrepreneur, things can feel lonely. When we're an entrepreneur, there's a lot of pressure on us to create success that's not always there. And so if you think about other industries, if you think about artists, if you think about athletes, if you think about musicians, if you think about most corporations, there's a common thread. There is mentorship offered. There is community that's helping. It's like, let's find a coach. Let's drill you in. Let's set you up for success. Let's put you in spaces and places that elevate you, and then you thrive. And in entrepreneurship, we don't have that unless we create it. And so I am so excited because today I am just bringing on some extraordinary women that are going to share with you their path to success and our work together. And I cannot wait to introduce these ladies to you. So first, I am going to bring and Rachel is someone that just has a naturally magnetic energy. You're going to see when she comes on in just a second. Here she
Hello.
is. Hi. So
I'm
I am
so
so
excited.
excited to
Yes.
introduce Rachel. Rachel is a intimacy coach and therapist, and we're going to tag her. What's your Instagram, Rachel?
Infinite intimacy therapy.
Infinite Intimacy Therapy, and I'll put it in the notes so you guys can find her. Go check her out.
Perfect.
And Rachel is someone that we connected a few years ago, and she was leaving her corporate job to follow her. Well, I'll let you tell the story. Why don't you tell the
Yeah.
story?
Yeah, so this was back in 2019 where I took a leap. I took a leap of faith on myself, but working in the fields, I'm a therapist. And so it's all about helping others. It's all about feeding and giving to others. And I miss this critical piece of being able to feed into myself. And so it wasn't until I was really exposed to, this idea of manifesting and being able to get clear in our vision and our mission and our purpose. And that, I think, that mindset piece just helped to send me to a whole other level. And so after graduating from my master's program, I went into the field and I got burnt out in a really, really terrible way. And I actually left the field for 2.5 years. And I went into a corporate setting where I helped to open up different locations. And I was like, this seems pretty good, but then it wasn't fulfilling. And then, I saw Cameo and Suzanne at an event in Fort Lauderdale. It was called the Women Empowerment Expo, and it was all about women in business. And just the message that I heard really just sucked me in. And really, it was what she said. She said, I don't believe in the hustle. It's all about heart over hustle. And
Mm.
that just really hit home for me. And I realized that was the missing piece.
Wow. Well, it's so So many people can relate. So who here is feeling
Yeah.
burnt out in what they've created? And this can happen at different levels. And so, Rachel, what I love about your story is you took a traditional path and
Yeah.
then you allowed your soul to guide you.
Yeah.
And even without you maybe realizing it, you were coming into alignment with your unique soul blueprint.
Yeah.
So then it was 2019, you came to an event that I was co-hosting in
Yep.
Florida,
Yep.
and that was where it all began. And then
Yep.
tell us, so you had a desire to create a six-figure business, but like what was happening in your mind around if that was possible or not?
It's the limiting beliefs. So not only, my family, I'm first generation American. My family comes from a third world country. And so there's a lot of limiting beliefs around money and how we make money and what we need to do to make money and those types of things. And it was also a sense of imposter syndrome. I had left the fields for over 2 years. And I'm like, who am I coming in here and doing this kind of work without realizing that I know exactly what I'm doing? It's all in there. It's just all of those negative beliefs that get in the way of that, and then not having the full clarity of my vision. I had some ideas, but then to really expand it. And one of the things that you taught me that I just love so much is the vision beyond the vision. Right. So we can hold the vision and that's great. But then what's beyond that? Right. And I hadn't
Mm.
taken the time to really think about what's beyond this desire. Right. And that those pieces just, drives you to a whole other level. And it's an incredibly beautiful space. I was just printed in Women's Health magazine. And I'm like, I sit here, I'm like, how did all of this happen? But the how is not my responsibility. I just keep showing up and allowing myself to do the work and allowing my heart to shine. And so that's what people are, drawn to and magnetized to. And I think that's the piece that we don't take into consideration. It's so important. It's a human component. It's the human connection.
Yes. And so just to brag on you for a little bit, has created a thriving multiple six-figure therapy business. She has partnered with the Hilton in leading retreats. She leads couple retreats. She is a dynamite therapist and she's going to the next level. Like she said, she was just printed in Women's Health magazine. She has literally like a booked out roster. It's like where
Yeah.
I've helped her scale to the first six figures and into the multiple six, and then now we're going even beyond. And it's
Yeah.
so extraordinary to watch. And so, Rachel, for people that are maybe thinking about coming to one of my events or retreats, I would love to know, like, what's the correlation between what you've experienced at these in-person events and some of the success that you've created?
It's the immersive piece is something that's intangible, right? We can sit, we can read, we can watch, but when we actually feel the energy, it's a whole different thing. And that's also what's inspired me in my business to create couples retreats and these immersive experiences because you know working with clients hour by hour, it's great, it's effective, but it can be even more effective when we allow ourselves to really just sit and take in everything that there is to offer in this space. And so being with like-minded people where we're all on track to trying to build ourselves and our voice and what we're here to serve and do, and when we're able to connect with people in that way, it's inspiring, right? It helps me to see what's possible because there are always people ahead of me and there's always people that are maybe not as far along on the journey, and that's where we're at. And so to be able to kind of reflect back and, oh, I remember when I didn't have that belief in myself, and look at where I am now, and oh, I see what this person's doing, and that I think I can do too. And so outside of the energetic component, which is absolutely vital, it's these connections and the network that we're able to make is just, I mean, I have some incredible friends that I have made through those spaces that, these are years now in the making.
Yes, I love seeing you and the ladies that, have bonded over the years. And so
Yes.
would you say that when you come into the room that so what I'm hearing you say is your belief is elevated, your
Mhm.
confidence is elevated,
Mhm.
your energy is fine-tuned and expanded, and it really is just serves as like a catapult for you to create that next level vision and really step
Yes.
into the vision beyond the vision.
Yep. Yep, exactly, exactly. And it's that momentum, right? When we get caught in the day to day and all of our responsibilities and all the things that we have to do, that very rarely are we taking time for ourselves. And in the work that I do, especially the work I do with my clients, that's vital. If we're not taking the time for ourselves to refuel and reflect, then where are we really going, you know? And so it just gives you that direct time and space dedicated for you and your vision and connecting with others. It's incredible.
Amazing. Rachel, thank you so much for taking the
Yay!
time. Y'all go
Yeah.
check her out. She is amazing to follow, connect with, and if you need a little zhuzh
Yep.
in the bedroom and in your
Yes.
intimacy, she is your woman.
Exactly. Thank you for having me, Suzanne. You are just incredible, and I'm so excited for what's to come.
Me too. Me too. All right. So, bye, Rachel. So, next we are going to bring on Christy. So, I'm bringing Christy onto the camera now. I think she should be coming up. We're working on the technical pieces. Here she is, Christy. Hi. So, I can't hear you. Wait, will you say something again?
Hi.
Yeah, good. We got it. Okay. So, y'all, Christy is an amazing, amazing high level event planner. And she came into my world through one of the most synchronistic spaces and places. When was it? 2017, Christy? 2017. And so what's cool about Christy's journey is she came in and was supporting these events for me. And like as a byproduct of being in the room, she had her mind and her heart opened and her soul. She began to connect with her soul. And so a couple of years after being the event planner, she started noticing. Why don't I let you tell the story? So I want to hear from you, like what it's been like for you, like being in these rooms and these events that I've hosted, and how it's been elevating to your life and to your business.
Yeah, sure. So, as an event planner, I am very, very much in the background. It's how I have to roll with things, but you also have to be 100% focused and involved. So, at your events, it's quite interesting because there's definitely the balance of staying on the business side, but then
Mm-hmm.
your heart and soul just want to dive into everything else that's happening. Especially because something that you mentioned at the beginning really spoke to me, which was the loneliness of it.
Mm-hmm.
Being an entrepreneur, and there's not many people that you can talk to about it. And sitting in those rooms at the beginning, it was like, these are all the questions I've wanted to ask. This is what I want to hear about. So it was very much it's exciting to me to get to work everything and sit back and still kind of take it all in. And then a few years into it, I just knew that I was going somewhere and I wasn't quite sure how to get there, but I knew this was the container that I needed to be in to make it happen. So yeah, that's when I decided
Ah,
to make that big leap. And I
yeah. So Christy ended up asking if she could join a mastermind at one of these events, and I said yes, absolutely. And so when this was our first like client relationship, other than you supporting me, it was now me stepping into supporting you, and I could see so much potential. And I remember one of our first conversations when you were telling me like your financial goals, and I was like, they're too small. I was like, Christy, like we need to dial it up. And I remember you being like, I don't know how. And I'm like, you don't need to know how. And what was so interesting is, so I think it was in 2019, and then you were one of the people that started. You wanted to have these clients, and these dream clients started dropping in, being preferred vendor, and we elevated your whole packages and your prices, and your testimonials kept coming in and coming in. And so here we are today, and you are at the top of your game, one of the most sought after event planners. We're still continually raising your prices because the client demand is through the roof. You have quadrupled or maybe almost 5x your income since the 2019 when we started working together. And it's so beautiful to watch. Is there anything else you want to add to your success, and like what it feels like to really, like what's been your transformation from coming in and being like, oh my gosh, I have this vision, to now like actually living it?
It's crazy. It's when I do take a moment to step back, which is I don't quite often do, but having that reminder of you need to step back and really celebrate yourself. When I have those moments of sitting in it and celebrating it, I can't believe how not just the bookings and the reviews, but the team that I've been able to bring on and create and really feel, supported by them as well. It helps to no longer be lonely in building this business. So yeah, it's great. I love it.
How big is your team now?
We are 10 strong now. So
10, amazing. And then how many weddings have you done this year?
this year we will be at about 120.
What, 20 weddings? And then how many were you doing before we started working together?
Before we started working together, it was just me. So I was maybe doing 20 a year.
Okay, that is just amazing. And, Christy really is someone who is just her strength and her power. And it means so much to me having you support me. And I know that all of these brides are just, this is so, so amazing. And so, y'all, if you have a wedding coming up, Christy is your girl, Christy Marie Events. We're going to tag her Instagram. And if you want a little bit of soul, a lot of support, and a bomb wedding planner, she is your girl. And Christy, is there anything else you would want to say to someone that is maybe considering coming to the Sedona event or the January 11th event that I'm hosting in Laguna Beach? What would you say to someone that's like thinking of doing this but is not sure?
I would say you just have to put yourself there. There's just so much. You can read the books, you can watch the videos, but being there in it and being able to ask the questions and listen, firsthand to what people are saying that you might not even know you needed to know is always my takeaway from every single mastermind call and every event, is that I didn't know I needed to hear that, but I did, and it was meant for me. Yeah.
Amazing. All right, Christy, thank you so much for being here, and I'm celebrating you. And this is only the beginning. So I cannot wait to continue to celebrate the next milestone with you. And here we go. So, all right, next we're going to bring up my beautiful, amazing client and also friend, Cindy. So Cindy is going to be coming up and joining us. And I just want y'all to know that if you're watching, this is possible for you too. These results are absolutely possible for you too. Cindy, hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you? And then Christy, if you could, yep, there we go. Perfect.
Okay.
Cindy, so Cindy is one of my favorite client stories to share because we met when I was hosting my first retreat in 2015 at Sedona, Arizona. And Cindy wasn't actually at the retreat, but we met at a boot camp class. And we found out later, I never go to boot camp and she never goes to boot camp, but the universe conspired to bring us together. And so, Cindy, I just want to tell you about her success, and then I'm going to hand the floor over to Cindy. But Cindy is a beautiful woman who has created a lot of success. She runs multiple companies, multiple seven figures, and she felt a calling to share her story and to begin to empower women as she transformed and healed her own life. And so now she's really putting a lot of intentionality. She's hosting workshops regularly. She's speaking on big stages. She is taking the mic by storm. And she also hosts retreats and events. And it's really to empower women to remember who they are and their strength and to create fulfillment across all levels. And so, Cindy, I want to hear from you about how your life has changed since you started coming to my events and since we began working together.
How has it not changed is more the question. And it opened up a world that I didn't even know existed. Prior to meeting Suzanne at that magical boot camp and attending her first retreat the September after, I was one of these women that, on top of running multiple companies that did not feed my soul, but fed my bank account, I had children, I was a wife, I just was giving pieces of myself away constantly. And I didn't understand that by filling myself up first, it only allowed more of me without depleting me. So it just made every avenue of my life feel so much more fulfilled. And you opened that world up for me. Like, I remember telling this a lot of times when I host these events, I tell this story that at the retreat, you said, who's afraid to go home? And I put 2 hands up, because this was such a new world for me, that how is this possible that I could feed my soul and my heart and feel this good? And now I needed to go back home and learn how to integrate it. And through your help and your coaching and your events, it has taught me a way of, yes, I can have boundaries. Yes, I can say no when it doesn't feel like a resounding yes. Fill my heart. Like you say all the time, I get to give the keys to my car to my heart instead of my head.
Mhm.
So I learned to step away from fear and into a more heart-centered alignment and create a world beyond just the tasks. You know, I talk about how it was becoming clear to me that I was existing and serving and not living. And once you taught me tap into your heart, I could now still be successful with the other avenues, but open up this new world. And that's when I started the heart-centered business to pay it forward, because I was like, I need to tell people about this because I didn't know it existed. I didn't know this world was there until I met you. So life-changing. I am forever grateful. And like Rachel said earlier, I call them soul sisters because they're beyond friends. When you attend one of your events, you come away with these connections that you feel this heart connection that you cannot describe. So just amazing on all levels, on all levels.
Yeah, I like Cindy. You always bring so much tear. Like I'm crying. Like all of these conversations. Oh my gosh! Like this just fills me up. And so, y'all, Cindy was the Speak Your Soul highlight speaker at the Quantum Success Leadership Summit back in September, and this woman rocked the mic. I mean, she owned that stage. She shared her story. She's going to be speaking at some really big stages coming up. And Cindy, I want you to share with when we're how you feel after you've hosted your retreat, or after you've served these women at a workshop, or after you've had one of your coaching circles. Like, what is the feeling in your body, and like, how does that feel?
It's almost indescribable because it is this level of joy. Your heart is like ready to burst open because being on the journey with them, like, yes, I'm on the stage or I'm hosting the event, but I'm in it with them. And all of us sharing and connecting and recognizing that they're taking a little piece away, like I did at the beginning, that is going to create a ripple effect, not only in the world, but in their life. It's so indescribable, but it's like this high, this happiness. You know, I know we talk about that. I said speaking on stage is like, aside from being married and having my children, and now I have a grandson, is like the highlight. Like, it is up there because it is so, when you do something that truly fills your heart, it's like your heart wants to burst open. And I like to say I'm paying it forward because that's what you did for me. And for me to be able to pay it forward, it is making a difference. So anyone who has even an inkling that they think they want to do it, just get into a room with you and just step into it. Step into it, own your power, because the feeling that you get when you help other people, and it's a different type of help other people because it's not at the expense of yourself. You're truly just filling up your heart and letting the overflow fill onto, just water them and fill their heart up. So it's such an amazing experience. It's almost indescribable, but just so high level, so high level. I love everything about it. I love
Ah,
everything about it.
well,
Yes.
Cindy, I'm just so proud. Like, honestly, I cherish our connection so much with you and with Rachel and with Christy and with Darlene and everyone that's coming on. Like, I'm like, I have the most amazing clients, and it's true. So the last thing, if go check out Cindy. I'm going to tag her Instagram. She's posting nuggets of inspiration. She has an amazing journal you're going to want to check out, and she also does her own workshops and events and retreats and things. And Cindy, if there's someone that's on the fence about coming to the Sedona Vortex immersion, or someone that's like that's heard about the January 11th event and they want a quantum leap in their business, but they're feeling, like they're not sure if this is for them, or they don't know if it's the right investment, what would you say?
Do it. It is the right investment. Listen to your heart. set the fear aside, get yourself in that room. When I tell you, it will burst open things in your life that you didn't even know exist. It will open up a sense of empowerment. It will fill your heart up. It will take you on a path that will be amazingly exciting. As you continue on the journey you're on, it will just open up the path wider and wider. Just do it. It is the biggest and best investment you will ever make in yourself. Let go of the fear, tap into your heart, and get in a room with Suzanne. I
Ah,
cannot recommend it enough.
thank you so much.
You know I love you.
I
And
love you right
I
back
am
so much.
so grateful for you. Like, I hope it comes through, because the gratitude I hold, you put me on a different path, and I don't know what my life would have looked like had I not met you at that boot camp and had I not said yes. So say yes, get in the room with Suzanne, and just watch the magic happen.
Ah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Mwah. All right, next. This is like the beautiful, like all of the beautiful souls coming on. Darlene is going to be coming on next. So thank you so much, Cindy. And let me
Thank
see.
you.
Okay, so Darlene, if you can request to join, you just hit the little camera button. And while Darlene is coming up, I just want to say, if these stories are inspiring you, then trust that. And like I was talking about in the beginning, entrepreneurship can feel really, really lonely, and it doesn't have to. And if you have a desire in your heart to really excel in your business and to really come into alignment with your unique soul blueprint, then now is the time. And I am creating spaces and places for you to come in. Darlene, hi.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yes, lower your camera just a
I
little so
know.
we can
Wait,
see
let's
your.
come down here a little bit. Is that
Yes.
better?
Yes. So, y'all,
Let's go.
Darlene has been an amazing long-term client as well. And Darlene is blazing new paths in her industry. She is the first woman-owned engineering firm in the entire state of California, maybe in the US. We don't know, but we know California. And what is so amazing about Darlene is she has taken a journey from secretary to project manager to coming a partner and then creating her own engineering firm. And the work that Darlene and I do behind the scenes, I am blown away at the innovation that she's taking and what she's creating inside of her industry, and also the heart connection and expansion on a soul level that she's bringing into her company, her corporation, and to her field. And so, Darlene, I am so excited that you are here. And
Thank
I
you.
want for you to share with people what it's meant to your journey, coming to Sedona, coming to these retreats, or the work that we've done together. What has it meant for you in your life and your business?
It has just been amazing. And my first retreat in meeting Suzanne in 2016 actually was the first time, and I'm not sure if we've ever talked about this, but it was the first time I had traveled in 25 years by myself.
I know, I didn't know that. Wow.
So it was, I mean, I really stepped out there, and it was just such an amazing experience to meet you and the retreat and the vortex and the energy. And I was feeling intuitive callings and being able to open that more to my soul and my heart, and meeting some of my best friends. Cindy that was just on, she's just my love. I mean, Cindy is just the best, and we've been the best friends ever since. We had a soul connection as soul sisters there, and it's just lit up my heart. And it's just been one thing after the other since 2016 of creating a company that's now aligned with myself and not with others, partners, and opening up to new service options in my company to work with now 9-figure market capital companies that are doing great things in the communication sector. And it's over the charts. I live in my dream home. I drive my dream car. I have everything I could, and great relationships with my husband, my daughter, everyone. I think everyone benefits when you do the work yourself.
You do. And you know what I love about witnessing you and your leadership is you hold so much and you're not afraid to let yourself be held. And that I have chills just saying that. It's because you understand that when you're the one holding and when you're the one leading, that sometimes you need someone else to hold the space for you and for someone else just to be there and just to be. And what have you felt like? I know, or share, what do you feel like if you felt that in the retreats and in our inside of our work together? Like, what has that meant for you, or how has that allowed you to expand?
Yeah. Oh my God. It just starts to bring tears up in me because it is just so amazing being around others that are, you find out are more aligned with you. And it's really your container of your heart, heart and souls of people around you. It just, yeah, like Cindy said, she had the two hands up to how do I go home after this? And how do I fit in? But you integrate everything new and you share it with everybody else. That makes everybody else better.
Yes, yes.
Amazing.
Amazing. And so, another brag on Darlene is she opened up her company that is just hers in the middle of a pandemic and still was able to do multiple seven figures in sales. And it's just very beautiful to watch you in your power and to watch as, we get to lead, and we get to lead with an open heart, and we get to lead not thinking that we have to do everything ourselves. And so, Darlene, if someone is watching and they're thinking about coming to the January 11th event with us in Laguna Beach, or they're thinking about coming to the Sedona Vortex Immersion, what would you say to them?
Oh my God, come. Don't think twice. Just come, sign up, come with us. It's going to be amazing. You're going to just experience so many things. Bring your journal because there's going to be a lot to come out and up and love and be able to experience life and with us and know that your life is just going to explode with more exciting quantum vibes and higher levels and breaking the glass ceiling.
Yes. And
Amazing.
I think it's so hard to like describe the tangibility of what you walk away from these events. So, is there any correlation that you can make to the experiences that you've had in at the events that have translated into the success that you see in your world?
Definitely the courage and visibility to step into more. I actually attended Harvard Business School this year, and I would have never been able to do something like that. So it really
Mm.
has given me the courage to be visible every day, to lead my company in a higher level, and not be take the fear out of everything. And that's truly what I needed.
Amazing. Amazing. Well, Darlene, thank you so much for being here. Yes,
Yes,
it
thank
is
you.
an honor and a pleasure linking arms with you. And this is only the beginning.
Can't wait. Can't wait. We love Suzanne. She's the best. And not
Oh,
only just a great uh, leader, communicator, a wonderful human. And we need more wonderful humans in this world.
thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you so much for being here. All right. Well, Darlene, you can jump off, and thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. And y'all, I am just like moved to tears. And these are four extraordinary women. And I have the honor and the pleasure of serving so many women and men like this. And if you're like, you have an entrepreneurship journey and you don't want to do it alone. Oh, hey Luke. You don't want to do it alone. And you're like, I want to link arms. I want to connect. I want to meet soul brothers and sisters. I want to quantum leap my energy. I'm ready to tap into my vision beyond the vision. I'm ready to plug into possibilities, and I know my next level is calling. Then consider joining me in person. I've got a couple of different in-person events coming up. January 11th is going to be a one-day quantum business accelerator event happening in Laguna Beach, California. It's going to be hyper-focused intentionality. And I didn't get to where I am by sitting alone with a laptop. And it is inspiring when we're able to open our hearts and allow other people to pour into us. And most likely, if you're here, then you hold a lot and you need someone else to be able to hold you. And that's what we're going to do in these spaces is you're going to be held, you're going to be elevated, you're going to be poured into, and you're going to leave feeling excited and on top of the world. So there's the opportunity to come in for January 11th. If you would like those details, comment below. And then also we have a few tickets left for the Sedona Vortex Immersion that is happening 4 days in the beautiful healing energy of Sedona, Arizona. This is a high-end luxury experience at a beautiful resort, and words can't even describe. I personally, every time I host events, regardless of what it is, I'm in the room for the breakthrough. And I continue to get breakthroughs at the events, even as I'm leading them. And it's just really special when we can let go of any fears or doubts, when we can activate our unique soul blueprint. And I have a gift of really allowing you to feel your power and remember your power in a way that maybe you hadn't been able to before. And so, these again were just 4 examples of evidence of success. And I have so many more that I could share with you. And if you're feeling called, then now is the time. I'd love to be your mentor, and let's go. So sending you lots of love. You can comment, you can DM with any questions of the details for these experiences. And I hope that you have a wonderful, fabulous day.